Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Happy Wednesday. TGIW. Nah, it doesn't work. Midweek, sort of midsummer as well. Some real screwiness going on in the currency markets. I get the feeling that the 1% is kind of messing around with price here while they can. Funny anecdotes from Brian and his Canadian brokerage house. They are having trouble just even entering orders right now because I get the impression that they're kind of like, well, this is just the kids. The pros aren't even here, so let's just mess around with things while we can. Based on this image alone, I don't think it really makes a lot of sense to get too aggressively short. At the same time, too, since our fast indicator's already gotten overbought, it's pretty tough to justify going and buying a whole hell of a lot of new stuff right now. There are individual stories. I do see, for instance, the blockchain space, the stocks within the blockchain space are really coming alive. So, actually, I did a bit of buying there today, believe it or not. And, the gold stocks and the gold sector are going crazy right now. So, as the market rallies into those kind of euphoric tops, I like to take profits into those events. So, big surprise, Brian's on the sell side in his gold and mining stocks today. So, I had a fairly lengthy conversation with site members today. And really, we kind of left off the conversation with just a reminder of where we are on the long-term cycles. I don't think we're actually in the Great Depression anymore. We're actually coming out the other side. So, obviously at the fear cycle apex, things are most troublesome and people are most fearful, but don't get sucked into that. If anything, build your plan, try to identify value, step in on the buy side when levels and charts and stuff start to align. And, the old adage, right? You want to be buying when others are selling and selling when others are buying. It's really that simple. Incredibly impossible to do, but it is, believe it or not, that simple. So, with that said, I'd like to sort of focus our conversation on this metric for you guys. US dollar continues to work its way lower. Botters who did take that short, I was not impressed with that setup, so I didn't. I was looking for a pivot down here, never came in. They're now moving egregiously in the bear's direction. We are coming into an important level here, so don't be surprised if there's some monkey business around this key level that was put in back there in March. And if we lose that in earnest, you can see our sort of next trend line support is the bot target way down here. This might translate into some sort of FU end of July pivot. Then we start doing this kind of price action. Don't think it's a good idea for currency traders to step in front of this just yet. And like I said, the bears still got the ball and they're getting ready to move stops to trailing. And if this the wheels, Kramer came out, I think, sometime last week, and he was following a gentleman that actually we respect around TRI quite a bit, Larry Williams, suggesting, let's see if I can find the screen here, suggesting that it looked like the whole market was going to melt up into the end of July. So, I could very easily see that. US dollar itself very, very weak. Into the end of that July event and big stock market peak and US dollar bottom, and then maybe we start to prepare for the fall. So with that said, cool your jets on currency land just for the time being. That's been the message around the site today. It's just let's carefully tread in here. So with US dollar coming off, not a big surprise to see stocks catching a bid. Our latest short attempt on the crude got stopped out, so we'll continue watching. It is interesting talking to the guys at Top Step this morning. Somebody on the site even asked whether whether Top Step's sort of veteran trader would consider this gap filled with this little wick up top. I mean, me personally, I'd like to see the candle body fill this in. And, if we are thinking about hunting new trades, well, we're just going to have to slowly wait for something to develop up top here. And considering that end of July kind of thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit more up in the oil market here. Interesting, though, this crazy dichotomy continues. Bonds working higher, gold working higher, oil, stocks higher. What the hell's going on in this world? And if anything, that also speaks to that sort of crazy nutso end of July kind of pivot event. This can't go on forever. Somebody's wrong here. So the question ultimately is who? Interesting looking at the junior market relative to big cap stocks. And the stock market isn't booming higher here. But junior stocks, kind of just sort of stuck in the mud here, trend-wise. Nothing really overtly bullish there. And really, as I had started off this broadcast, if we're going to get these kind of face rip rallies in the gold market, well, any resource names that I happen to buy that are in the gold mining space, they're obviously going to catch a bid. This one met all our sort of screening criteria of junior venture cap companies, and I went and bought it at the end of 2018. And I had to sit for a year and a half to double my money. I suppose, there are worse things to happen in life. But good example of patience, discipline. As soon as the underlying market gets any sort of frothiness to you, bang, you now have a free position in this company for the rest of your life. Not a bad vocation. So that's what I was doing today. Taking profits, ringing the register. And if they keep taking this gold market up, I got lots of gold stocks on the books. Especially through this VCIM model, gets me buying a lot of names that are in the mining space. And I'll just keep ringing the register if they force me. Okay, fine, I'll take the money if you insist. Do have some, I have one senior proxy on in the gold space. Trade's working. It's not hit targets yet. Maybe we'll review it when we start getting into levels where I have to actually trade the position. The old corn here, moving on over to crypto. Interesting. AMB was the name that we were talking about on the site about bullish setups, and you can see, woohoo! Those bulls sure got paid today. And you can see the general tone in the crypto space is up. I sort of have been talking recently, especially if the whole fucking market is melting up here. Why wouldn't crypto melt up as well? And like I said, I'm seeing bids come in on a lot of crypto-related stocks. Big shout out to Mr. Novogratz. I had sort of lost confidence in his chart here's Marathon. You can see we're looking at this. Look at these momentum moves. They're just beautiful. This sure looks like it's bottoming out and probably wants to jump up somewhere up into this area. Galaxy, for example. I kind of lost faith in this story through the meltdown here. Didn't really get an opportunity to get back in on this thing V-bottom. But, congratulations, Mr. Novogratz. Obviously, your stock's doing well. And your shareholders are very happy with you. But just another example where we're seeing a lot of money pouring into the blockchain stocks. Here's one that I've always liked. This stock is run by a guy I did a mining deal with, 2 decades ago. He's a character. If you ever get to know the guy who runs this company, he's a real character. You tell me, has this thing got any room to move up here? I did buy it here, banged off doubles free stock, and then I saw this price action. Look at this OBV. This is ridiculous. You can see the momentum push in MACD and RSI, and Willie's not even close to being stupid. So I went in and picked up another whack of this thing. We'll see what happens. Kind of a fun trade. It's only like $600. There's a nice cheeky little gap right there at 11. That's going to give me my double. So yes, please. Thank you. Look at this blockchain stock. This is one that I bought, VCIM, roll it back. Banged out doubles on this kind of move, but look at this chart. Somebody's coming in on the buy side here. So if anything, this should be music to all the crypto fans' ears. This crypto market looks like it wants to go up. So rock on. I made it really easy for site members today. We have one of these sort of bull bear battle line scenarios. So I think on the Broiler Chicken show we talked about the potential for LJs, which is one particular setup that we like that are come in on trendline breaks. As well too, hopefully you can see double bottom within double bottom kind of idea. But right now, and the message to site members, pretty simple today, right? Move through that high, that will probably confirm that big ass honking double bottom. Nice buy signal, and I think we probably got a pretty good chance of taking a shot right up top. I mean, hell, you might see Bitcoin up like $1,000 here. That wouldn't surprise me. And then if we lose this inside bar, let's say we finish today, beep, and then tomorrow we lose the low, that will be an inside bar failure and more down to come. I think as I've said it here originally, I'm still looking for down until this level's taken out, but this double bottom here could easily come up and pop that up there. So don't be surprised. There should be some volatility injected into the space here. And I thought it was an interesting sort of dovetail to that. We were talking about it in the daily brief today with site members about Mr. Bollinger. Mr. Bollinger publicly announced that he was retiring from crypto Twitter and commenting last year. But I kind of noticed, and I thought I had the chart on here. I noticed that he came out of the woodwork the other day. Actually, so there's the LJ, right? So you can see the targets. You can see a big honking bot here. Gee whiz. Is that where they want to take Bitcoin? But I thought it was interesting. Here we are. Mr. Bollinger came out, and Mr. Bollinger, and when he tweeted, I was kind of like, "Hey, cool to see you back in crypto Twitter." And if anything, if we want to know what your indicator, because keep in mind these are Bollinger Bands, it is John Bollinger. What your indicator is saying, why not hear from the horse himself? So I thought that was great. And he just simply said that, yes, we have a breakout, but what's critical here is you have to see follow through. So as you can see when I was talking to the site members today, the break through that high, and then you can see buyers are stepping up here. The break through that high will represent that follow through, and away we go. But you got to wait for it. So battle lines are drawn. Make it really easy for you. It's not really that big of a window. My hunch is I think they're going to take this thing higher considering the way the risk market is acting right now. And I don't see a lot of headwinds in front of the market here until the end of the month. So, you can see that window right there. We could have a pretty substantial rally in through here. So be prepared, folks. Like I said, we've been watching these little ones. Day after day after day, just going nuts here. At some point, Bitcoin's going to be like, what the fuck? Enough is enough. And I get the feeling Bitcoin's getting close to that. So, make hay while the sun's shining. Have some fun out there in the market. It's a fun environment if you can play from a position of strength. Don't take no wooden nickels. All the best. And bye for now.